Congratulations on your win.
감사합니다.
Thank you.
네, 먼저 초비 선수
Chobi, after a very close series, you guys were able to get your revenge, and personally, you were able to be the first player in the Spring Split to get 1,000 POG points. How are you feeling?
받으면서 제가 아직 잘하고 있다는 걸
With that POG points, I think I was able to kind of prove that I am still a very good player. Morgan, how are you feeling taking down Leaf Sandbox?
네, 그러면은 저희가 3세트에서 제가 좀
In game number 3,
좀 안 좋게 시작했는데
I had a bad start, but
좋게
thankfully
마무리될 수 있어서
we were able to
좋은 것
close
같아요.
out the game.
그럼 모건 선수 말씀하신 대로 1, 3경기 모두
In both game 1 and 3, Hana Life Esports turned the game around. They started from behind, but you guys always managed to make a comeback.
저희가 그래도 많이 준비를 하고 갔는데
We
초반에
prepared
저희가
a
좀 많이
lot,
그런 거에
but
있어서
in the early
좀
game,
끌려다닌
I
감이
think
없지 않아
we kind of
있었어서
let
그런
the
거를
opponents
좀
to take control of this game. So that was what we discussed after game number 1, and we wanted to figure out how to deal with those plays coming out from the opponents. And Chobi, in game number 1, you played Azir with Conqueror rune, but Halo Blades or Comet are the kind of the mainstream rune choice. So what was the reason behind your Conqueror take? Because they had a lot of the opponents and a lot of crowd control, so I wanted some more extra tenacity. And also, I don't think, the early game runes doesn't really affect a lot in the later game, so I wanted to look for the later kind of Fed Azir damage with that Conqueror rune. I think Chobi is always trying some experiments with the rune choice, because last time it was Predator Aatrox, and that was also super effective. And we had this highlight where you guys were able to turn the game around with one huge teamfight victory at the mid lane. I think you were, using your stop watch at the clutch timing. So was that all calculated? And could you elaborate how the team fight went for us? I wanted to, do damage, and even though I get, CC'd up, I had extra tenacity. I also had to stopwatch, so I knew that I would be in a safe spot. So I wanted to, keep doing damage. Yeah, usually because a lot of Azir actually take the attack speed rune, but I get that tenacity was really doing a lot of work. And also in game number 1, Deft had his 500th game in the LCK, so any message over to him as well to celebrate his milestone. Deft, I'm glad that you have been doing great for the past 500 games, and I hope we can get more wins. And Chobi, in game 2, you guys did drop that game, but I have a question about your LeBlanc pick into Azir, because I don't think LeBlanc is a good champion in the current meta, and that's an off-meta pick. So what was the plan behind that pick? I also thought that was not a good pick, but our coaching staff kept telling me, try LeBlanc, and we had some decent result in scrims. So I was like, this is pretty viable, I guess. And actually game 2, it was pretty much over in the early game, so maybe we were not able to see the LeBlanc popping off. But moving over to game number 3, you guys were able to win the main game during the pick and ban. And as you mentioned earlier, yeah, you are having some rough time in the early game. Is that because of the champion matchup? Like Mordekaiser loses the lane, but he gets stronger later on? Yeah, in the early game, Aurelia does have an edge in that matchup. And with that Witch Hand as a first item, I actually was able to find some more space, but I was kind of doing an awful work in that early team fights. And with that Witch Hand completed, I only had to just look at my minion waves, I was not able to reach out to get some minions. However, you were able to make a huge momentum swing, and in the mic check you said, now I'm winning with Irelia, I'm dying from happiness.
팀원들이 같이 잘해줘서 저한테 어떻게
Because I was having a rough time, but my teammates were doing a fantastic work, so they bought time for me to, scale up. So I was happy that I was able to take down and defeat Irelia finally.
아 그게 들렸구나.
I didn't know that went on air.
네, 보시는 팬분들도 정말 행복사.
And the fans are also dying from happiness with the comeback of Morgan, Mordekaiser, and your next opponent will be KT Roaster. What's your mindset for that upcoming one? We will prepare hard and come back with a strong performance, and I always appreciate all the love and support from our fans. And Chilby, are you excited to face up against Doran, your former teammate?
도란 선수 보면 또
It's gonna be so fun to kill him. I'll be always chasing down Doran in that series. And this will be the end of the interview from Chilby Morgan from Hana Life Esports, and I'm gonna pass it back to our casters. Thank you.